Hello and welcome back to episode 10 of From Nothing to Something. This is the final episode of the sitting, meaning that this was the last recording of the whole little recording I did in one day. So, I did make quite a bit of profit in this one sitting. Lots and lots of metal at the end of this, you will see. I still have a few hats left over at the end as well. I'm pretty amazed of how far I got in this one little sitting, because the last few episodes I didn't really have too much metal or anything made, but this little sitting will probably impress you guys of how much I can make if I actually try at it, and I have the time to. My parents or my brother and my mom were out at dinner eating while I was doing this. They did invite me to go, but I didn't feel like it. I wanted to do some trading, which I was happy that I did so because I made a lot of metal. And then I'm just playing around on demo nights still because I love demo, and then nights are pretty damn awesome as well. So finally a pyro killed me. And then I'm trying to trade the guy the 2 keys I purchased. I think he was AFK for a little bit, attempting to sell him them. But back to another story. A long time ago when I first started unusual trading, there really wasn't a spreadsheet or anything like that, which you really shouldn't be using Spreadsheet. I only use Spreadsheet and things like that for a base price, but if not, I go ask other people what the price is, because obviously more people know about regular item trading compared to me. But unusual trading back then, there was no spreadsheet or pricing or anything like that, because there weren't many unusuals and stuff. But the only way to really price your unusuals and hats back then was pretty much what people were paying, or what the effect was, or the hat. Because if it was a good hat or effect, obviously people would want it, and they would pay more for it. So when I first started really trading unusuals, I would just take whatever unusual they had, as long as they added sweets and stuff. Which back then I used the term sweets not too much, because it wasn't a common word compared to how common it is now. Everybody says sweets, sweets, give me sweets, sweets. But back then, sweets, everybody's like, what are sweets? I'm like, additional items to make the trade better. So I'm like, okay, as long as they added sweets and their unusual wasn't cancerous, also known as a piece of crap, I would take the deal. So eventually I started building up sweets, and that's how I had so many low tier unusuals. I would just keep taking the small sweets and any unusual they had. I would just keep building up from there, and apparently at the end, eventually I built up and got some pretty nice unusuals. But obviously economy kicks in, more unusuals are uncrated, and the price drops, just like everything else. Like, the unusuals I had back then, way back then, those are only a few keys. As I said in my previous episode, I think it was episode 8, I did state that those are pieces of crap now. So don't be amazed by the amount of unusuals, be impressed by the quality of the unusual. But still, I like quantity over quality. I still like getting more unusuals, just so I can have more hats to put on. But in either way, I'd rather have more rather than better. But I guess apparently in unusual trading, people don't care about that. They just care about the value. So I try and stick to getting valuable unusuals compared to multiple. But I'd still rather have more over less. So yeah. But here I am just waiting for the trade and waiting for trades and trying to contact the person about his hat. And I'm trying to sell these tickets, which in a few seconds I get overly added, and everybody wants them. See right there, that's one. It's pretty darn crazy how many people want it. And then as I'm trading this guy, some other people start bidding in, and they're like, okay, I'm gonna make a bid war because everybody wants these tickets and they're fairly cheap. So this guy was offering a ticket for the 2 vouchers, or a key for the 2 vouchers. And I'm like, okay, and I ignored the other guy because I didn't feel like doing a 3-way bidding war. I just want to do 2 people, because if I do 3, that's way too hard, because you'd have to constantly message all 3 of them. And you know what? Honestly, the hat I got, this little hat, the witch's hat, I just forgot its name. It looks actually pretty nice, but I ended up selling it for the last trade on my video. I'm like, alright, this guy wants the vouchers as well, so I'm like, okay, would you like to bid up higher than this guy? And he ended up doing so. He said he'd add a scrap, but then I'm like, alright, the other guy backed out, and he only did a key, so I'm like, oh, whatever. I'm still making a lot of profit from it. And then, there was a guy in the server with a unusual modest with, Stormy 13th hour. I'm like, oh, that looks cool. And then he also had a Fetty Dragonborn, which I was like, ha, that's ugly. Which it is a cancerous hat with a low tier effect. So, yeah, it's not worth too much, but it's still pretty nice. It looks okay. I'm like, alright, let's look at the trade and make sure nobody else has offered on it. And then I'm like, alright, what are these vouchers going for? Because they have added me 3 times in a row wanting the vouchers. So I'm like, okay, let's see. I click on a few trades, and they were only paying 1.33 refines, so I'm not sure why everybody wanted it so crazy. But, oh well, I just started talking to more people, making sure they're bidding on different things. I got a few offers on that Crohn's Dome, I think that's what it's called, or I'll just call it the Crohn's, because I know that's part of it. Not sure about the dome part, but the Crohn's hat, a lot of people offered on it, but they weren't amazingly good offers, like some crappy exchanges, a few medals, and some other crap. So then I decided, alright, let's just sell off some stuff. And I still had a lot of hats and tickets in my bag after I had a decent amount of refined metal in my bag. So I'm like, holy crap, we're making some good profits. So I stuck to recording because I'm like, if I'm going this good for this long, I'm just going to continue and see where it ends. And after a while, the later it got, the less trades I got. So I think during the day, there's more people available on to trade, although there is foreign countries with different time zones, but it seems as if when everybody's on in American time during the day, trading is booming like crazy. Like I don't know, like the stock market or something. So yeah, I'm just sitting here trading and removing people from my friends list so I can empty it out and make sure people can add me constantly. And something about my friends list, people are like, oh, you removed me, why? You couldn't add me back. I didn't remove you purposely. I removed people that I don't talk to oftenly, or people who are offline for more than a day or two and above, because I just want my friends list open so I can actually do some trades. So I'm sorry if you got removed, just feel free to add me back. I don't mind people adding me. The series I record with the account name is Nee Scheller. My picture is the obsidian sheep thing. But on my main account for the unusual trading, well, they're both my mains technically, but I'm just using this for the series. And my old account, or my new account, Lil Scheller MC is the username. So the same name as my YouTube. I use that one for just unusual trading and anything like that. And then I just play some other random games as well. But yeah. So, just selling off more tickets to some guys. I'm pretty sure I did another bidding war with these tickets as well, because everybody goes crazy for them. It's crazy, because crazy tickets. Everybody wants them. They are like hotcakes. They sell like hotcakes, actually. They're not like hotcakes at all. They're paper. Why would I compare them to hot? Okay, I'm not too sure what happened there, but it seems as if my recording just screwed up. So let's return to narrating again. So yeah, these tickets, they are like, they're not like a cancerous object at all. So I had to negotiate with this guy because I considered keys as 3.33 only, just due to the fact that that's all I was selling them for to that dealer guy, which obviously he's selling for like 3.66 each. So in a way, I'm making a chain of profitability to other people. So yeah. And then I'm like, alright, don't really want that. That's not enough, since I was selling them at 1.55 a pot, or a piece, I guess. I'm like, okay, that's not really what I'm looking for. That's a bit lower. And then at the same time, I'm getting messaged by other people wanting tickets and other deals, and just fans talking to me. So yeah, I don't mind talking to fans. It's pretty cool. I love talking to my fans because, I don't know, they're just cool. Everybody's cool. I'm too cool for school. I'm just kidding. I love school. Gotta keep going to school to get my education, and then go to some college or something, and then get a job or something. I'm gonna try and get a job in high school, because who doesn't want a job? Make their own money. But yeah, it's probably gonna be a pain in the butt. So here I am, just talking to people, negotiating, and then some fans start talking to me. I'm like, crap, too many people. Trading is crazy. It's all about making profits and just selling stuff straight up. And then, like, avoiding scammers. That's probably the most important part for a lot of people out there. I'll probably have to make another scammer awareness video to how to avoid getting scammed, because recently I've been getting a lot of messages from people saying they've been scammed, which I'm aware of. A lot of people scam out there. It's annoying. They should just kill themselves and get a life. But, you know, people want money, and they apparently assume that this is just for a game and it's all shits and laughs. And sorry for cussing for any of you out there, but yeah, it's true. People just do this for fun and troll and scam and take people's money and just make them quit. I don't really understand why people do it, but I guess that's just their lifestyle or what they want to do forever. Just sit on a game and scam people. That's about it. So apparently I ended up selling some of these tickets. He wanted to only purchase 2, I think it was. Or no, he actually had enough metal for all. So I'm like, yay, I don't have to wait even longer for more people. Even though it only takes like 2 seconds to get a person wanting it. And then I had to talk to this guy for a little bit, because he's like, I don't have enough for the tickets. He was only 1 weapon off, and he's like, I like all my weapons. I don't understand why. It's just a weapon and you're getting tickets. You'll get more from playing MVM, sir. So I'm just, why don't you just put one in with a class that you don't use at all, and just put in a weapon. So after a while of negotiating, I get sniped in the head. And I get added again. I didn't want to block it just in case the person was interested in anything else, which I probably should have done as well with the tickets, but I don't know. I just blocked him, I guess. That was my instinct, because I was assuming all those people adding me at once were interested in the tickets, which it was. So that last guy decided not to add. But currently, the episode 9 of From Nothing to Something is uploading. It's just about uploaded. And oh yeah, thank you for all the recommendation on achievements. I have a big ol' list now, not completely finished. Still more people recommending them. But for now, I will add these to the achievement board, which I will do after I process this video. I need to put episode 9 on private so it doesn't upload quite yet, because I want to add all the achievements to the bottom of the list. So we'll have a lot of achievements. Some achievements I've already completed in previous episodes that have been recommended, so I'm not going to do them. And a few of them I didn't put onto the board because they're either nearly impossible or I just don't want to do them, because obviously some of them had to do with uncrating. Like one of them was uncrate a strange sapper. Sorry, but I don't want to do that, because even if I ever got a crate 40, I would probably never ever get a sapper. I'd probably get a huntsman or something else, or just some stupid man treads or holiday punches. Yeah, I did end up selling the holiday punches for like 3 keys, I think, and then I uncrated it in my previous uncrating, the 20 key one. So yeah, I obviously got screwed over again. It's been about like 100 keys since I've uncrated unusual on the sheller, so hopefully I get an unusual sometime soon from uncrating, because I've already wasted quite a bit. I'm hoping something good comes out of it, not some poopy old unusual. And sorry if you hear when I'm spinning some glasses. I don't know why. It's just in my hand and I'm deciding to spin it. So there you have it. I have some more keys and metal, and I'm like, okay, let's sell these keys off to this guy. And I'm like, wait, that is enough? I don't know why I didn't. I was too sleepy, I guess, because I was saying 2 ref and a reclaimed, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's correct. And now look how much metal I have in my bags. I was amazed. I was like, holy crap, how do I have this much metal in one sitting? So obviously that's like 30, no, not 30, that's like, I'm not sure how much that is. That is a lot of refined, though. I was counting it out here. That's 9, and then that's even more. So each row is like 5, so that's 5, 10, and I have like, I'm not sure. That's a lot of metal. That's all I can tell you. Next time, hopefully the commentary records. My headset is plugged into my keyboard now rather than directly into my computer, because I have the Razer keyboard and the Razer headset, which they go nicely because the headset can plug in on the side of the keyboard, and that's just amazing to me. I'm sorry if my microphone's quiet. I'm not sure why it's quiet, but I'm pretty sure I'm talking fairly loud, so I'll attempt to talk a bit louder for some of you guys who want me to. I try to attempt to, but every time I do it, sometimes I end up getting quiet in the middle of videos because I'm just talking all day, so I never notice what's going on. And then I go into a Saxon Hail server because it said trading on it, so it turned out to be a TF2 Outpost one or something like that. And then the guy was like, I spammed in my trade on my buying tickets for 1 refined and buying cheap hats, and some dude's like, I got tickets, but they said 1.33 each, so I'm like, crap. Oh well, I still profit from it. So I decided to buy them from him, and he had like 3 or something, I think. I can't quite remember. He didn't have too many. But obviously, like I said before, most people who have tickets obviously have more than one, because if they're playing NVM, they want to play more, because I don't know why. I played NVM a lot, and I just wanted to keep playing after each round. It's like addicting. So yeah, I haven't done NVM in a while, so I'm probably gonna start that up again, do some more of that. I did have an NVM team back way back when, before I quit, but we never did a match, which is kind of saddening. I'll probably have to start that back up and maybe like live stream some NVM with a new team. I'll probably have to get a new startup with a team, and I will probably end up making another team. Hopefully I can do that. But I'll probably make a video on maybe like getting into the team or whatever. I do have requirements, like last time when there was only one style map where you could only get the regular gold wrench, or I mean the regular gold bot killer or the regular silver bot killer. Back then you had to have beaten MVM every map at least once. But obviously now that won't be happening because there's like 6 different sets of MVM maps and different modes, which I've only done the easy and intermediate a lot because that's all I played, because I just wanted some quick bot killers for fun. And I got booted for high ping because the server said it was in Australia. I'm like, alright, he has 3 tickets, I'll buy them. And then I think the trade lagged out, so I'm like, oh crap, I gotta get back into the server before someone else buys those tickets, because I wanted the tickets to make a decent profit. I made like 2 scrap profit from each. No, I actually made a wreck profit from each, because I started selling them at 1.66. I sold off like 3 or 2 of them. I can't quite remember. But yeah, I made a decent amount from that. I was like, yay, more metal. So I'm making quite a bit of profit back to back to back to back, because everybody has MVM tickets and they're not quite sure their price. I'm pretty sure that MVM tickets are going to skyrocket once again. When they originally came out, they were selling for like a key a piece. I was like, oh my god. So I invested in some of those. I made quite a bit of money off that as well. I did actually buy it from the store, because it was simple profit. You bought the ticket for like 99 cents and you sold it for a key, which if you were to buy from the store is $2 about 50 cents. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to invest in some of those. So yeah, I sold off a few tickets, and then they just dropped down to about 2 ref, and now they've dropped to 1.33, or if you're lucky, I guess 2 refined for that as well. But yeah, tickets and their economy have done a decent impact, I guess. They haven't dropped too hard, and they haven't skyrocketed too high. So tickets are a decent investment, as you can see. That's pretty much how I've made most of my profit here. In my old tips and tricks videos, I would state buy cheap hats and sell them for more. Well, that doesn't work out too well anymore, because everybody buys hats for 1.33 each, which, amazingly enough, takes a bit harder to sell for more. And everybody knows their pricing and everything on hats because of Spreadsheet, and so yeah, it spreads everywhere, and everybody gets their prices off Spreadsheet, even though the creator of that has made tons of profit and has been banned, and yet people still decide to use it. I'm not sure why. I don't use the exact prices off Spreadsheet. I would get a base price off of it, and then if it's really liked, I increase the price from there, or if it's hated, I decrease the price. And I'm like, hey, look, we're playing Sax and Hail in the middle of a trading video. Oh, no, he's not going to hit me. I run after him, and I don't know why. I run into the room with him, and he chops my head off. So, I don't know why I did that at all. No clue why. But the overpowered part about the Headless Horseman in Sax and Hail is he one-hit KOs people. I decided to leave the server before it lagged me out too hard, because if I stayed in there, it's just going to ping me out, because my no, not low ping. I wish I had low ping. I had high ping in that server. And then I was attempting to trade this guy. I forgot what I was trading. I think I was selling more tickets to this guy as well. And then I'm like, alright, let's look for another server, because I've already been on half the servers, sitting there for about an hour or two on each, amazingly enough. I do that a lot. I tend to stay in servers and just sit there and do trades on Outpost, and then at the same time attempt to do some trades in the server, because anybody on Outpost usually knows their prices, just because they look at other people's trades and just look at their trade, and whatever they commonly see people paying and or selling for, they will put that as their price. That's what I commonly do, although a lot of people on Outpost are low ballers. They buy anything for quick sells. That's pretty much all Outpost is nowadays. When I first started using it, when I got back into trading, there wasn't as many low ballers, but it's become more evolved, and everybody's just paying low prices. And that's pretty much all people are paying for. Oh yeah, this is the same guy, one of my other dealers, who also bought more tickets. I sold it like a scrap off this time, because he had bought a few, and I'm like, oh well, I'll still make a little profit. I'll make a wreck and 2 scrap profit off this in a few seconds. So I'm like, alright, I'll do it. So I'm like, and then I spam my trade, and I'm like, okay, let's just finish up trading here real soon. I did end up going through like 10 more servers before I finally ended off, just because I wanted to make sure I got something out of all of this. So I don't really have much to talk about. How about some more stories? Let me think. How about something else, not TF2? And rather than commentating over a video and just narrating it, just saying everything. Oh, I just dropped my key. I'm pretty sure you guys heard that. Look at all that metal. I know you're jealous of my metal. I was looking for a weapon I could craft into another scrap, but I didn't have any metal, sadly. And then every once in a while, I'd tell my brother, "Look, how much metal I got." Because when they first left, I only had like 8 ref, and then when they came back, I had a lot. You'll see how much I'll end up with at the end. I'm pretty sure I had this number, but I won't say it out loud until we get there. Yeah, it was. I have to admit, I'm gonna keep saying this 30 million times. It was amazing. So give it a lick. It tastes just like raisins. When I did start out the trading of this little episode, the first trade I ever got was from a fan, and obviously I bought the Prancers for 1 ref. And that took me a while to get that first trade, because I was just sitting through servers. The Pokemon trade server, it doesn't seem anyone's trading there. It seems everyone's screwing around. Like, see, I'm in it right now. Not too many people are playing, really. And then I found a dude selling tickets for 1.33 each. I tried negotiating to 1.22, but they didn't budge, so I'm like, alright, I'll still make profit. I'll take all 6 of them. So I bought them. I contacted one of my dealers once again, and he didn't, I don't think he wanted them this time. So I decided to throw them on Outpost for 1.66 a piece, and capiche, I sold a few for 1.66. And then I'm like, alright, I'll just drop it back down to 1.55 since it takes a bit too long to sell. So I kept a trade up since I'm constantly profiting off these tickets. I kept a trade up, and I will be getting more tickets, and I will post up every time I get more. And I do some false advertisement of 1 ref and a scrap, but in the comments it says 1.55 each. So it's kind of cheating, and you shouldn't really be doing that, but I decided to do it since everybody does that nowadays. It does grab everybody's attention. They decide to go on the trade, and 1.55 is amazingly enough fairly cheap. It's not the best. People can sell it for 2 ref each, but I just decided to do 1.66 since that was one of the cheapest I ever found. And I just decided to drop it back down again. And then another fan decided to buy the uncraftable footballs helmet for 1.66 since my dealer wasn't on. And I'm left with the batter's helmet now, so I'm like, okay. And I searched to see if anyone was paying, what people were paying for tickets. I'm like, okay, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Nobody was paying a decent amount. Like, if they have their own trade up, they're obviously going to be a bit patient and wait for their price. But if they want them desperately, they just go to other people's trades and take their offers. So yeah, my experience with uncrating. How about we go to that? I didn't uncrate at all on my way up to unusuals, and even when I had unusuals, I never decided to uncrate. Like my steaming safe and sound, those were my first 16 keys. I think I never uncrated back then. I'm pretty sure those were probably my first 16 keys ever uncrated, and I got an unusual out of it. So that was a good experience. And then after that, I'm like, okay, I had a good experience with it. I just got hooked into it. I'm like, okay, I love uncrating now. Although I never get an unusual, sometimes I do really want to get one. That's why I continue uncrating. Like, I am addicted to it, but I wouldn't recommend doing it. It's kind of showing you why you shouldn't really uncrate my videos of uncrating, because obviously I'm not getting anything good out of it, so that should go to show that uncrating is not the greatest thing to do. Gay Ben is just sitting there scamming us with these keys, trying to hook us into uncrating. I don't know why, but he's doing it. But yeah, I'm pretty much just uncrating until I get a really good unusual. That's pretty much why I'm uncrating. There really isn't any other explanation. I just want a really good unusual to make it all worth my time. But it seems like I've never gotten one. Everything that I've uncrated, which is 4 unusuals, is a mid to low tier unusual. If I remember correctly, I uncrated a steaming safe and sound with my first. What was my second? My second, I do recall uncrating a smoking noble, a steaming little buddy, and the blizzardy storm, Berliner's bucket helmet, which those were all 4 of them. In order. So yeah, those were some pretty nice uncrates. They're mid-low tier unusuals. The best one I'd say I uncrated was the Noble, just because it's an all-class, and everybody loves it. And then, once again, my fan wanted to buy a ticket. He offered that. I'm like, okay. So he's asking for a ticket and a scrap. I'm like, alright, I'll just do that anyway, because if I tried hard enough, I could sell it for 1.66 or 2 refined if I tried hard enough, which I'm going to try to get 2 ref out of it. And one of my achievements is obtain a unusual bonk boy with any effect. Let me see. Do I have it written down somewhere? I don't think I do. I'm probably saving that one for season 2 once I get into unusual trading. So I don't really want any unusual recommendations yet, like anything that has to do with unusual. I don't want to get any of those yet, other than maybe like obtain an unusual or whatever, anything. Not a specific hat, maybe just straight up obtain an unusual, which I'll probably put that on my own, just like recommendation achievement by Little Sheller. Get an unusual of any kind, which would be the end achievement for my series, or the season, not series. And then from there on, I will just go to unusuals and see how much I can make from that. Pretty much this series is just me trading all day, my daily life of trading, but for now this is just unusual trading. And then I'm like, okay, look at my bonk boy. I didn't know I could wear these with my glasses, so I'm like wearing a bonk boy and the glasses are right over it. I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool, but too bad it's not an unusual. Ah! I think I've never had an unusual bonk boy actually, because I don't play enough scout to want one, so I never decided to get one. I've had I remember another bad experience I've had with unusual trading. I had a bubbling Na Mercy, which I got for really cheap, like incredibly cheap. I gave him like 2 unusuals, and he gave me 2 unusuals, which his were kind of bad, except for the Na Mercy one, and mine were really bad. So I got the Na Mercy, and I'm like, oh my god, this looks sexy. But at the time, it wasn't a misc; it was just a hat. And there were rumors spreading around that the hat would be a misc. I'm like, alright, I'm just gonna trust this. And I never decided or thought in my mind that I would hold on to it. So, since that rumor was going around, everybody was interested in the No Mercy. It had the bubbling effect, so it wasn't the best, but No Mercies were like 1 in a million to come by. So the guy came across me, and he's like, alright, how much for the No Mercy? I'm like, offers. Because that's all I ever do. I don't like offering, and I don't like pricing things. I just say offers, because sometimes you get good ones, sometimes you get bad ones. But this guy, he was really interested in it, so I'm like, alright, just offer. And back then, my mind was set on getting multiple unusuals. So the guy offered a Flies Nano Blava Clava, that weird hat that had just came out for the Spy. And more rumors were spreading about that one also becoming an all-class, which it never has ever since then. It's already been like 2 years since that rumor started. So I was kind of saddened by that. I'm like, alright, I'll take that. And I can't remember what other unusual he added, but it was some other crappy one. I decided to take it because my mind was set on 2 for 1. Holy crap. And then after that, he told me, you know this is becoming a misc, right? I never knew it till then, he told me. So then I traded him, and after that, I'm like, could I have it back? And he's like, nope. So I was kind of saddened by that, but if I did say that, I would be really, really, really rich by now. I would have gotten higher in trading, but I was fairly, in my mind, I was like kind of sad and mad, but at the same time I was happy because I was like, wow, I just got 200 usuals off that, which I paid pretty much slim to nothing for it compared to what I got off of it. So I'm like, alright, either way, I still made some money off from it. So then a few days after, the hat actually became a misc, so that made me even more sadder. So yeah, that's probably one of my worst experiences with unusual trading. Yeah, in a way it could be my best, but in a way it's actually my worst, because the hat is worth a ton now, the misc No Mercy. There are like only 300 of those in the world, and although most of them are duped now, which is a saddening part. Everybody knows they're worth a lot, and there aren't very many in the world, so it's worth a lot. A lot. I've never seen a Bubbles one ever since. I've only seen like Scorching or Burning, any high tiers. I've seen Vivid and Flies. I've never seen Bubbles ever since, so I'm pretty sure it's the rarest one, but oh well. And then Monster Crusher once again gave me a free hat. It's uncraftable though, but it's still nice. Just gonna wear that around. So then I'm like, okay, look at my bags. I still have all these hats, and then I got some tickets and the medal left over. I'm like, okay, I still have some time to profit. And I just started making short clips and everything that was happening. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm sick. Sorry about the sniffling and everything like that. I decided to drop the tickets back down to 1.55, which this guy was purchasing them for. So I'm like, alright, let's just do this. I want to stop recording here real soon and go eat. Well, no, I already ate like 2 hours before all this. So yeah. And then I'm like, okay, I gotta do something else after this. I decided I should end it soon so I could start processing and uploading all the videos, which I never got to. I only processed and uploaded. I uploaded 1 and I processed 2. So yeah, I didn't really get too much done. But yeah. So I'm looking at my episode 9. It has finished uploading, but I haven't added all the achievements to the list, so I'll have to do that right after this while this is processing. And I'm looking, oh wait, he has a fedora, this other guy. So I'm like, how much for your fedora? And I'm counting the metal. I'm like, once again, I'm really tired, so I'm like, wait, you're missing like 1 scrap. And then I'm like, oh, never mind, my bad, sorry. It turned out he did have all the metal in it. I'm not sure why I was counting everything wrong. I guess I was just looking at everything awkwardly. Then I'm like, okay, look how much metal I have. Let's craft it all down into some refined. I'm like, thank you. Sorry for counting them wrong. And that's one of the dealers I did trade with in the previous episode. So luckily I have all these dealers who are buying these tickets. And I'm wondering if they're watching these videos, because if they are, that would be pretty cool. Maybe they can give me an upgrade, man. I'm just kidding. I'm crafting all my metal up to make some more refined and make my bags look more larger. After this process, I'll probably go back to trading again on the series because I like doing it. It's fairly fun now because I'm actually doing something that I enjoy doing, and I'm actually getting trades done compared to the first few episodes where I was doing pretty much nothing other than wasting all my money crafting, which obviously I'm not going to craft or uncrate, except for a few achievements. I have a few achievements that are like craft a key and above hat, obtain a vintage hat, and some other things like that. A lot of the vintages are skyrocketing just because they're getting retired. Most of the only vintage hats are retiring. Oh, I could get a vintage Pyrovision goggles to cheat. I'm just kidding. Now I'm gonna get a legit vintage hat. So I'm just sitting here looking at trades and just, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just like idling pretty much. Yep, and then I continue on. I'm like shift tab, shift tab. I think I was reading chat and talking to someone. I'm not too sure, but yeah. So trading is going fairly good. I love trading now. Regular item trading is pretty cool. I've been practicing rocket jumping a lot since I suck at everything pretty much. I've been doing a little rocket jumping. It's still really hard for me to do like pogoing and all that type of cool tricks. I can't do too much amazing things. Then I'm like looking at that dude's unusuals while attempting to trade someone. But I think rocket pogoing and things like that, that's pretty hard. I can only do straight up into the sky, nothing too special. And we're nearing the end of the video because I remember the Crone's Dome was the last object I had traded for this sitting. I'm like, look at all this metal, and he ended up paying 2 refined for it. I did a little negotiation. At first he offered 1.33 refined, and I'm like, well, it's painted waterlogged, which the paint itself is worth more than that. And I'm like, but it's uncraftable, and it's an okay hat. Like, the hat is wanted extremely. So I'm like, alright, I'll just take that. And then I'm like, wait, look at all the metal I have. So I decided to start organizing my bags. And I'm like, okay, put this up here, put that up here. And that right there, you guys, is 20 refined metal. We started the episode with only 8 refined. And I'm like, holy crap. We have 20 ref, and I started with only 8. What kind of sorcery is going on? Or am I just amazing at trading all of a sudden? And I'm like, I'm amazing at trading because I was looking at my bags sitting there like in shock, just how much metal and hats and stuff we had in one little sitting. So obviously this is a profitable episode, or sitting if you want to call it. It's pretty darn sweet, man. I wasn't even trying to rocket jump here. I didn't even crouch jump. I was just shooting the floor. But yeah, I was like, okay, well, that's it for today, guys. But I will see you guys around. Hope you enjoyed this big sitting of the series. This is quite a bit of time consuming, but hey, I know you guys like it, and I'm actually starting to enjoy it. So yeah, that's a good combo. And I looked at my bags again. I'm like, see ya, look at my bags. See ya, look at my bags. Now look at that trade.